is help business owners to build a robust business credit score that separates them from their social security number, and they just use their EIN to build that score with. So that's it in a nutshell. We kind of help with that element of things.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with David Richardson, Regional Managing Partner of Galt Finance Suite. How you doing today, David?
Doing well. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for spending some time with us here on Business Ninjas. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about Galt Finance Suite.
My name is David Richardson, and I am located in Columbus, Ohio. I work for a company called Galt Finance Suite, and what we do is help business owners to build a robust business credit score that separates them from their social security number, and they just use their EIN to build that score with. So that's it in a nutshell. We kind of help with that element of things.
And tell us a little about your background and how you ended up at Galt.
Background has been in consulting for the better part of 2 decades. I started out, running stores and running managing centers. I come from a background of being an entrepreneur since I was about 25. But when people ask me the story of when I started understanding that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I say, elementary. I started selling nickel candy for a dime. So that's where I knew it was a better way, and I understood, product positioning and the impact that it can have. So
Hey, you had a captive audience as long as the administration didn't have a problem with it.
yeah,
If it is a capitalist elementary school, nicely done.
absolutely.
And what verticals does Galt service? Who do you guys do business with?
Pretty much small to medium-sized businesses, anyone who's either at startup or really around that 2-year mark, 2 to 5 year mark. We really want to kind of catch them earlier in the process. But we also help businesses who've been around for 20 or 30 years. A lot of businesses do what we call bootstrapping, and they sign personally for all of the capital that their business needs. And sometimes that turns into, creating a job and not an entrepreneur journey or venture. So what we do really well is being able to recognize where a business is in the process, and then, finding the pain point to be able to service that business.
And how long has Galt been around? What's the origin story of Galt?
So Galt, as a company, has been around for quite some time. The finance suite has been around for about 2 to 3 years. So we still consider ourselves infancy stage, but in terms of helping people, we've helped over 42,000 members just to get capital for their business. What we noticed was in the turnaround of 2020, we were able to see that there were a lot of traditional lending that was just not available. Only 7% of SBA loans are actually getting approved, and you have to be in business for 2 years. You go into a bank and they say, oh, well, you got to prepare the business. Great. Come back in 2 years when you got some skin in the game, right? So we saw a consistent pain point across the board that we wanted to service and to be able to help small business owners, mainly with education. 80% of what I do is just educating on how money works, retraining the brain from personal credit to business credit. There are some significant differences. So a lot of that is just getting people to look at the way that they're funding their business in a different light. Just to answer your question.
Hey, in general, a loan is something you got to prove you don't need in order to get. So that's an education process that you got to take, an interesting journey with some people. And you are a regional managing partner. What region do you cover?
I cover the entire nation. So anywhere from U.S. to I don't think I have any clients in Hawaii yet, but definitely I'm not bound by Ohio. So I can service any industry across the board, and within the realm of small to medium-sized businesses. So not restricted to a certain coast or anything.
Gotcha. And what makes Galt stand out from the competition?
It's truly unique. I know a lot of people say they have unique businesses, but I've never seen a business that is solely invested in what we call a dolphin mentality. So it's about, getting with businesses, locking arms with them, and being able to create that robust business credit score alongside them. So it's not going to be where you traditionally will get into a membership and is, hey, go to this website, do this thing. Everything is all inclusive. So we walk with you. We have business analysts that work with each and every member that we have to ensure the success of that business and what they're going to get out of it. We also offer a $50,000 guarantee that if we don't get you at least $50,000 in business credit by the end of the first year, then we work for free. So there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things that can be done. And let me say this really quick: you can build business credit on your own, right? Now, what business that now if I'm in the business of business credit, why would I tell you that? I tell you that because this is about being efficient. This is about being intentional. A lot of people they start with a few steps and then they kind of get stuck. So that's where we really help to maximize our service by getting you unstuck. Maybe you started your journey and you didn't know where to go. That's where we really come into play.
And what kind of companies do you work best with? Is there any particular size of company?
Not necessarily size. I think that the size doesn't matter. I think the main thing that we work best with, what I've found, is your CPAs, your accountants, your tax, prep workers, but anyone from barbershops to hair salons, the mom and pops, the people that traditionally wouldn't have the same advantages that the people on Wall Street have to gain capital for their business. Those are the ones that we really want to help the most. We call it a crusade, and we call them members. We call them rescues when we do get a business, because we just found that out of the 81,000 businesses that closed over COVID-19 that will never open again, we noticed that 1,800 new businesses started to emerge with EINs by the week coming into 2021, 2022. So that let us know that there's a need, that people are still trying to unplug from this corporate way of thinking that they have to get money, or even, using the money from their 9 to 5 to dump into their business. There is another way. So that means that if you've done that for 20 years, we can help you. If you're just starting out, hey, there's a place for you as well. Just wherever you are in the process, we're really good at meeting people where they are.
Well, it leads into my next question related to COVID. Obviously, the Great Reset has been on for the last couple of years, and a lot of people don't want to work for anybody else anymore. Tell me how you guys have been able to grow the business through COVID.
So, first of all, one thing that COVID did, I always say that, what the internet did to the world was this: it shrunk it. And then when COVID-19 came, it shrunk it even more. So now that we have this virtual space to where we can literally get to any business and have that conversation, was key. So I think that the turning point was the ideal was actually placed into the average American's mind that I have some options, right? I don't have to do the 40, work 40 years for 40 hours and then, retire on 40%. We can do something different. And then, and so I think that creative space started to come out over the pandemic, and people started to tap into, oh, well, I really like to draw. I'm really good at math and I do that at a bank, but I really just want to draw pictures. Okay. So boom, now we're getting to that creative space that you can start to turn into that job that makes you feel like you're never working a day in your life. So I think it was the bittersweet of being under lockdown for so long.
Hey, my perspective is it serves everyone if you do something you care about, right? If you're slogging through some job that doesn't mean anything to you, you're not serving yourself or your clients, customers, patients, whatever it is. So to me, the Great Reset, whatever you want to call it, I think is fabulous for everyone. Yeah, it creates gaps in staffing in certain places, and there are challenges for everybody, but I think there's as many or more opportunities as challenges provided by COVID. And it sounds like you guys are there to help people move to the next level.
Absolutely.
What are the most common problems you guys are solving for your clients?
So the three most common problems that come up, I always ask, my clients, or in discovery, what are the 2 things that would take your business to the next level? So fill in the blank. And the top 3 answers are time, money, and marketing, which no matter what business, no matter what industry, and that's where the business blueprint guys kind of come into play, and as we do the consulting space to kind of help you with those things. But what Galt does really well, we help you with the capital problem, okay? Because that money that we're going to get for you is for your business, and that's just a blessing in itself. I wish I knew that as my 25-year-old self. That's one of the reasons I got into this business, because it spoke to the me of the past, not the candy guy, but the business.
I was going to go there, but
But
you got early financing. Who knows, right?
hey, but the time piece is super important, understanding that you do need a team, a team that will come alongside you and actually like wrap their arms around you. It makes no sense to think that just because you're starting something new, that you're the pioneer of something new. Starting something new doesn't mean that it hasn't been done before. It's just new to you. So what we try to help business owners understand is that, someone's fixed the time management problem. We have a solution. We have a solution for the money problem. We have a solution for the marketing problem, which most of the time is just you don't have the money to do it. And so a lot of times what I try to help business owners understand is that it's not that you don't need marketing, or let's say you're not a social media person. It's not that you don't need social media. It has a place, but you may just not be the TikTok person, right? You just may not, that may not be your generation. But there's someone there like a virtual assistant or social media manager that you can get in place that will still serve your business and help it along the way. So what do you need? Money to pay that person. And so that's where we kind of come in. So those are the three things: cash flow mapping, the capital, and then the time. Mm-hmm.
On the marketing front, what role or value has content marketing played in the growth of Galt?
Huge. I mean, immense. And it's still growing. So with Galt as a regional managing partner, I do have my own practice. So I can speak more into what the part that it plays for me in terms of content marketing. I understand more about SEO than I ever have. I understand more about digital marketing. But before, I never understood the magnitude. I feel like if you're selling pens or if you're selling gum, if you have great content marketing, if you have a great marketing strategy, it doesn't matter, right? You're going to find out what the people want by that strategy. So I understand the value in it, and I have much more respect for it than, when I was out doing my thing back when I was 20, just a couple years ago. I was guerrilla marketing, right? You get flyers on cars, and people need to see your T-shirts, and the world has just changed so much, and content is king. Content is king. So understanding that is huge.
Yeah. As the world shrinks, as you talk about, you can ripple a wider pool right from here, right?
Yeah.
Things have changed, and access is, my CEO likes to say content is king and distribution is queen, right?
That's right.
You got to get the message to the people. You got to find out what they're looking for and how they're searching for you and put you together, right?
Absolutely.
What is something you would like to be celebrating personally or professionally 1 year from now?
1 year from now, I want to be celebrating 100 small businesses that I've been able to serve throughout this year. That's it. I have a service goal. I want to look back and say I have 100 businesses that I've made an impact with through Galt or any other means within the next year.
Well, that's a selfless goal, and I appreciate it. I hope that people appreciate your energy, because I wish you all the best in accomplishing that goal. David Richardson of Galt, thank you for spending some time with us here on Business Ninjas. Please tell everybody what's your URL and what social media channels are you using. How can they find you?
So you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and you could just look up the Business Blueprint Guys or David the Business Credit Guy. That'll be the one. David the Business Credit Guy. Yeah.
David the Business Credit Guy. All right. Thank you for spending some time with us. Appreciate it. Have a great year. All the best to you and yours.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.